Hey folks, I'm Dr. Mike from Renaissance Periodization, and this is the Targeting the Muscle series. Today's target is the tricep, and we are doing dips. Dr. Mike, how do I do dips to target my triceps? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We have so many tips. Stay tuned. All right, folks, first big question before we start doing any dips is where to put the hands. Well, we have some options. We can put our hands here. That offers us a really good grip. The problem is it's so wide, it's going to end up being that we use our chest a ton. Not a problem, but we really want this to be a tricep exercise. On the other hand, if we take a very narrow grip, we end up running into ourselves at the bottom when we don't get a full range of motion. Also, because we're running into ourselves, our grip can be pushed out and it can cause instability and blarg. You guys know when you're doing dips and you're like, Jesus, I sure hope I can hang on to these handles and not get slipped off. That's the wrong mindset to have for dips. You want to be so stable and steady that you're not worried about it. Somewhere in between the two extremes is probably best. Feel free to play around. On this specific implement, I used to grab here and that felt really good, but recently I started grabbing over here and it's feeling the best because it allows me to go through a really full range of motion and feel awesome the entire time, but still feel glued to the machine. So when I'm here, I descend nice and slow, take a pause, and come all the way back up. Beautiful. All right, folks, advanced technique. If you really want to hit your triceps with dips and don't so much care about your lower chest, if you tuck your legs behind you, like many people do when they do dips, this actually shifts the center of gravity back that way, leverages your upper body forward, and it ends up being more of a chest exercise than you may be interested in. The opposite of that, which is the tricep tip, is to take your feet and stick them out in front of you a little bit. Not gymnast style all the way here, plank or whatever the fuck, but just a little bit in front as they hang. That way you can really stay more upright and really push your elbows back, and it's really an awesome tricep move. So what I mean is I'll do both for you. First, I'll tuck them behind like this. Notice I'm leaning forward a lot. Nothing wrong with that. Great tricep work. A little bit of pecs, we could do better. Now watch this. If I push my feet forward, I can stay very upright. It's way harder, but better for the triceps. So instead of going here, I go here. Notice, even when I do this here, I lean forward. When I do this, I lean back, go down nice and slow, keep your feet forward, and come up. Oh, now we're talking. If we want maximum tricep engagement, we want more muscular involvement and a little bit less connective tissue involvement, which means we don't want to bounce around and do these fast. Concentric speed is okay, but eccentric, we want to milk them out. So a huge tip is to do them slow and controlled instead of rapid. And even if you can do rapid dips, it looks impressive, but remember, you are targeting the muscle. And you're watching this video because you have trouble targeting your triceps from dips. You can do better by slowing it down. That means you'll get fewer reps. You can't strap as many kilos on your waist, but it's all well in the end because it's for the triceps. So you can do dips in a really normal cadence. So you go here, and go down, and up, down, and up. And that's cool, it's good. But if we take maybe 2 or 3 seconds on the eccentric, we can do a lot of really, really good stuff. So instead of going quickly, slow. Oh, amazing. A lot of folks who say that dips don't really hit their triceps that well, what they're doing is they're doing dips from here to here or something like that, which is okay. But if we go for a full stretch, especially if we're upright and our elbows go far back, that hits the triceps like crazy. Remember, stretch under load is a big stimulus for hypertrophy. So if we go all the way down, no shoulder pain yet, we're very comfy, we're essentially sitting our forearms on our biceps, that is a full range of motion dip. For that extra, and for shoulder safety, what we want to do is pause at the bottom for 1 to 2 seconds. That milks that tricep stretch even more. And because it's a pause, means that chest injuries, tricep injuries, and especially shoulder injuries are minimized in their probability. So the final product could look something like this. Nice and deep, notice the depth, and notice also that I'm taking a pause at the bottom. feet forward, slow, pause, up, slow, deep, pause, up, boom. Hey folks, this is a dip video. Why am I at the tricep pushdown station? Here's why. A lot of times folks get really strong and then they either have to use a lot of weight for dips or they have to do a crap load of reps, like way more reps than are effective, 30 plus. Or it ends up being that for the amount of dips they have to do to hit their triceps, their chest and shoulders become the limiting factors or just take on too much work. But we can solve that problem, and here's how. What we can do is do tricep work before dips. So if you have a tricep workout, what you can do is do cable tricep pushdowns. Of course, all good technique, full range of motion, everything. And you can do, let's say, 4 or 5 sets of them, close to failure. Oh my God, your triceps are pumped to shit. They're pre-exhausted. When you go to do dips, your chest and shoulders act as kind of like a sled dog pulling your damn fucked up tricep, tired as shit, all the way along the track. And that means that they get an unbelievable stimulus with minimum external loading or reps. So if you can do over 20 dips, no problem, do a couple of sets, maybe like 4 or 5 of push downs or skull crushers or whatever other isolation tricep exercise you want to do, then start your dip working sets and you'll notice a few things. One, you can zap your fucking triceps with just so few dips and so few sets and so few reps. Another thing, for those of you who tend to have a little elbow pain with dips sometimes, or just elbow weirdness, because you have done this exercise, your elbows are going to be so warm that a lot of times dips feel a-okay, way better than they would before. Now, you can't do as many reps, but you feel the muscle better, and you don't feel the joint nearly as hurt or as irritated. That's winning all around. If you're super fucking strong and jacked and you have the best fucking tricep strength in the world, what you can do, so the real bonus points, is do a set of 15 to 25 of these tricep extensions. And as soon as you're done, if your dip stand is close by, get right over to the dip stand, climb up, and begin doing dips. That is a direct pre-exhaust superset and will just give you another option to fuck your shit up. And after you have messed up triceps, you go into the gym bathroom, you do one of these, and one of the guys walks up to you and he's like, hey, I've seen you and your big triceps. Do you just want to get in my car and ride away listening to 80s music and possibly touching each other sexually? And you go, maybe I'll, yes, for sure. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time.